Hello. It is I. Making up for Tuesday. Wasn't able to stream Tuesday. There was a huge windstorm where I'm at. And my internet was not having it. So let's see. How much gold do I have on this character right now? Just over 1,000. Okay, so first things first. For people who don't know what this game is, who are watching this, I don't blame you. It's Wizard 101. It is a fairly old game, I believe. It's a very fun game, one I played as a child, and one that I've recently gotten back into, and am now level 10 on this guy, who I'm working solo. So, soloing time. I guess my first step is I want to get this guy to adult, but I don't think that's the most important thing right now. I think right now I just need to finish up some of my quests. This is the crafting quest, so I'll deal with that when I get to Crocotopia. I need to find the Cyclops Lane Smith and the Colossus Boulevard Smith. That'll give me an extra training point, and I'll explain stuff about this game as I go. First things first, I'm probably going to start here, because his keep is probably in Cyclops Lane, and Nightshade's Tower and Sapphire's Tower I'll probably get to later, and Gobstone Castle I'll definitely get to later. So I think our first step is heading over to Cyclops Lane. So that's step number one. Nope. Getting some frames dropped on mine. This game isn't a very intensive game for the computer, right? Which is why I'm able to play it. But I think to be a bit safe, I'm gonna turn up the UI so I can see it better, and turn down the texture detail. Giving it a moment to apply the texture detail. There we go. This is mostly just so it's a bit less intensive for the graphical side of things. Should make the stream a bit better, I hope. I can see that I'm definitely losing some frames right now on the stream, which is not great. But we're gonna do it. My character model hasn't loaded yet, which is always a fun time. Thankfully, I used to play this game enough as a kid to where I know where my character should be on my screen. So it makes it a little easier to, to maneuver around. So I've started doing some crafting here, which reminds me, my mark's down there. I do want... There is a ring I was planning on crafting at a point. Did I ever craft it? No, I did not. We'll do it in a bit. I don't want to get into crafting right now first. I want to get into other parts of the game. Of course, I'm level 10, so I have done parts of this already. Cyclops, where we're going, this is behind a subscription or crown paywall, and so I don't expect many of you, if any, to play this, and that's fine. This is for me, is what this is. So I don't really care too much about the story right now, right? I am going to be doing these side quests after I finish the main quest. However, one important thing, since I am doing this solo, a really important thing to do is crafting and gathering and fishing and, you know, all this grinding that if you're with multiple people doesn't matter as much. It's just to make it a bit easier to get through the game, and, you know, being solo, there can be some pretty hard spots. Namely as we get later into the game and we have to deal with dungeons. So I haven't gotten into combat yet because I haven't really had to be in combat yet. Perfect. Defeat any undead. These haunted minions count. We'll just get right into it. So combat is very simple. You get pips, which will line up around here, around the circle where I'm at, or you'll also be able to see them down here on my little character thing. We have a card here. Every card has a wizard school associated with it. That's where the skull is for here. This shows what type of spell it is, the pip cost, and the accuracy. In this case, this one has 100% accuracy and is used on myself. And what this card does is it makes it so that my next death school attack is going to be, I believe that said 40% stronger. Maybe it said 30. Sometimes I am blind. So I chose a death school wizard. Make things a bit easier on myself. This is, from what I've heard, one of the best classes to solo with, so that's what I'm doing. You use the spell, you use the pips that you gain to cast spells, you cast the spells to kill the people. Pretty straightforward. One thing you might have saw there is I got what's called a power pip. And power pips are effectively just like regular pips, except when it comes to whatever school you started with. In my instance, death. You can see if I open up my character screen, I started with death. That's what this is showing here. In my instance, that means death schools, they act as 2 pips instead of 1. That is very useful because if we look at my deck, you know, we have the 1 cost, 3 costs, 2 costs, so things can cost multiple pips. I don't need this troll. You can see all the spells I have here that I've trained. I did play this game a bit before I really did any looking into like what would be a good idea to do or what not to do in terms of when I'm trying to solo. So the one thing I did was I did get these 2 fire spells, which if I could go back and not do that, I would not do that because that was not the wisest. But here we are, and that's okay. So we did the quest, and now we need to defeat trolls. I see crafting over here. You'll see things that are used for crafting because they will have this little shiny aura thing around them. And then when you go up to them, you can collect them. And I need to gather as many as I can. Very important. I'm not sure what I'll use them for in the future because I haven't gotten too far into crafting. And I don't know what's great. And I've never done any pet grinding, so that I'm looking forward to. And fishing I haven't done either. So those are a couple facets of the game which I am not super knowledgeable in. But I am playing this as fairly, I want to say semi-free to play is my best way of describing it. I'm paying for the subscription, but that's it. Everything else I do is going to be completely free. At least for the time being. Because I'm not made of money. So I would like to try to keep this as free as possible. You can see the enemy's health there, 135. My health down here out of my max, or you can see my health down here. In the globe, you can just kind of guesstimate a percentage. Ghoul, what's cool about the Death School is one of the main gimmicks of it is it will deal damage and then heal you back, like this Ghoul card. It does 160 damage, and it will swap half of that to my health. I have this blade to make it more powerful, which means it will do probably like 210, I think is what it's been doing. And 224. Awesome, even better. So I do 224, and I heal 112 of that back. So that's a nice way to just keep me alive, not have to worry about anything. In event that I do end with some damage on me, which I haven't right now, with these red wisps that are around, I can just walk into them and they will heal me. So That's about all there is to combat. As for any of you watching on YouTube in the future, we are going to mark here.
You should go tell him. I'll stay here and
Perfect. I don't care about that.
on those Cyclops.
But I'm headed back to Ravenwood. Perfect. For those of you watching on YouTube later, I will welcome you if you watch on Twitch and see I'm streaming this to help me out in Backseat Game, because I don't know a ton about this, what's good, what isn't. I've done a small amount of research, and that's about it. One thing you can see is if you can control click on a thing, you can see this is what I have equipped right now. This is what I'm thinking of crafting, and this is the difference that it makes. I will have an extra 10 max health and 15 maximum mana when I do this. I want to craft this. I have the stuff for it. I'm gonna make it. So I got it. That's what there is for that. When I craft, I have a timer here. I have to wait this amount of time before I can craft again. I don't think I'll be crafting anything anytime soon. I just want my ring, more max HP. I was at 847 before. You can see now I'm at 857. Nice. Alright, cool. Why did I come to the house? Because the house, if you haven't bought your own house, your house is in Ravenwood. Ravenwood being the primary school-like area in this game. It's where all the professors are. Right? So we have the quest here to talk to Cyrus Drake in Ravenwood. Cyrus Drake is the myth teacher. I'm going to stay here for a second. I'm going to explain all the schools of magic real quick. We have fire, ice, storm, life, myth, death, and then this guy teaches you some balance spells. They all are good at some things, bad at others. Fire, good damage over time. Not the best defense, but it's not terrible. Ice, very defensive. It doesn't hit hard. It's not great at killing. Storm, highest damage in the game. Has zero, I want to say zero. It has very little defense and very low max HP. Life, it's very good healing. Who would have thought? Myth, they can summon things. Death, can do some good damage, can heal itself by doing damage. Overall, very nice. So we are just headed over here to the School of Myth to talk to Cyrus Drake.
What do you want?
Professor Drake sneers at the ransom.
Here.
Alright, and now shopping district. I'm gonna head back to the commons because it's closer. Now, how long will I be going tonight? Probably until about 11, because I just want to grind through this game, and I enjoy it, so I'm just going to keep going until I need to sleep, because I do have some classes tomorrow. So we're just going to go, you know? We're just going to get in there, we're just going to get them. Try and see how much progress we can make tonight. I'm hoping to finish Cyclops, and if nothing else, get started on Colossus. That's kind of my hope for tonight. After I finish Cyclops, I'm probably going to just do some pet grinding, get my pet up to an adult, and then some fishing. I'm thinking is my plan. Again, I'm not super paying attention to the story. It's not too terribly important to me, at least not right now. Because I have gone through this portion of the game when I was young and a dumb kid. Merle Amber's in the commons. Over time, I'm remembering more and more my way around Wizard City and the other areas that I have been before. But I never got too far in this game when I was a kid. The order of worlds that I remember is, you start in Wizard City. Obviously, that's where I am now. That's where all new players will be when they start. Then you go to Crocotopia, which is very fun. Then there is, I believe, Marleybone is next. I think that's where I left off. The other world that I went to that I did some questing in that I never completed because I think it's a higher level than I was for completing it was Grizzleheim, which is my personal favorite world that I've been to, especially with the music. We're just going to mark right here again because we're going to have to come back to this guy quite a bit. So now I'm just trying to get over to where these war horns are. So we're taking a moment and we're just trekking along. Let's see, do I have any one-day mounts? No. Occasionally when you do quests, you will get a mount that you can unlock for a day. If you want actual mounts, you permanently. There are two ways of getting them. The first way is coming in here to the crown shop. Crowns are the paid currency. You can buy crowns with actual money. That's what I'm not doing. However, if you go to permanent mounts, right, and you scroll very, very, very far down to these ones that are like 5,000 or 7,000 crowns, say this chestnut pony, you see this tab will open up of gold, and you could see I could get it for, what, 5,000 crowns or 50,000 gold. Why they don't just make everything have a gold cost, I don't know, but you can see since I'm on gold, these are how much gold these would cost. But then for other mounts, you have to pay crowns, right? The same thing in terms of pets. I'm not sure if there are any that can buy for gold. If you do, they're probably down here. Yeah, no. You can buy other pets for gold in various places, but none of these pets. So there's just a number of things about this game that I remember, a number of things I don't, a number of things that have changed since I've last played. Like the pets, since I last played as a kid, they've changed. Fishing, I'm not sure was there when I was a kid. If it was, I never did it. So I'm not sure how much it would have changed. But this is just a game that holds a lot of nostalgia for me. From when I played it as a kid, I really enjoy the art direction. I enjoy the combat, the music. And it's just something I'm having fun with again. And you can see this warhorn has 285 health. I don't really care about dark sprites. I would remove them from my deck, but I want to make sure I have enough damaging spells to that I'll be able to kill things, right? Because there's always a chance that I don't kill with just, you know, one thing. So this is a good time to talk about another facet. I've talked about blades briefly, and I've talked about you know, how you cast spells. What I just cast onto this guy is a trap. And traps in this game work like blades, but for incoming damage. Right? If I put a trap on him, the next death spell, because I have death traps, the next death spell to hit him will deal an extra 30% damage. It's just all about increasing how much damage I'm going to do so that I can just preferably one-shot. Because it would be nice to not have to worry about casting multiple things. It'll lower the amount of mana I use. It'll raise the amount of just overall life I have. Ooh, perfect. Occasionally, they will drop treasure cards. Let's talk about these real quick. Treasure cards are very good. You can go to your deck. You can go to, I forget where. Is it? I want to say it's down here somewhere. Maybe is it after this? No. I'm trying to see where to find it. Oh, here we go. Just up here. Treasure cards. These are all the treasure cards I have. I have 8. These are 6 of them. Here are the other 2. Treasure cards are stronger versions of spells, but you have to pay gold to get them or get them from quests or random mob drops. I know they're very useful. I never used them much as a kid. And I'm going to try to avoid using them when I can until I start to need them. Because I know there is going to be a point in the game I'm hoping, yes, got it. Where I'm going to need to use treasure cards. There's just no way around it. I'm gonna need to use them, especially if I'm soloing things. And so the goal is to go as far as I can without them, and then use them when I need them. I'm not sure how far I can get without them. I forgot I left this marked point by him, which I could have teleported back to, but that's fine. We're gonna go talk to Romulus. We're gonna go deal with that. Okay. Blue thing. Blue thing. Hey, here we are. Ooh. Mana. Hooray, Romulus, what's up? I'll do that in a second. I think back here is going to be... No. I'm looking for the smith in this area. Smiths are very small. And I'm trying to find it because I need to find the one that's here in Cyclops. I know there's one here. I have a quest for one. I will do this first. So this is these sigils, as you can see, there are 4 of them, and there's a timer when I enter it. Basically, up to 4 people can go into here at once. That's all there is to that.
You hear a girl's voice off.
So that history of Myth Magic book right over there in the back, that is something I need to read for the lore you know. Very punny name, I'm aware. The hope is I'm going to go first here. That's always the hope. If I go second right now, it's not too big a deal, but in the future it is going to be a big deal. I have a Banshee and I have a Ghoul. We should be fine. If I get a Power Pip, I'll Banshee the Cyclops or the boss, and we should be fine with that. Both of them are Cyclopses. So they both used a Myth Trap, which would be bad if not for the fact that the way this game works... Power Pip, there we go. The way this game works is a pit... You won't have both traps trigger at the same time. Although, if they both attack me with a troll, I'm going to take a lot of damage here. Please fizzle. Only a blood bat. We're fine. I'm trying to think of how I could better explain this. It seems self-explanatory when I think about it because I played this game as a kid. So I'm hoping it's straightforward, but I will answer questions if people have them. I do just want to take him out, so instead of using a Ghoul to gain some health back, I'm going to use this Banshee, which has a range of damage it can do, but with the buffs, it should do quite a bit here. I am a little nervous about my health. As you saw there, the first guy just fizzled. In fizzling, that's effectively what the accuracy is talking about, right? Like, the lower the accuracy, the higher chance you're going to fizzle. Death has fairly okay accuracy. But like Storm, while it does do the most damage out of any class, it does have the lowest accuracy. I don't know how much I want to risk here. I think I'm going to use Heartbeat just to heal myself a little bit, because I don't trust this. I need to go enable open chat at some point. Let's see. I gained a Power Pip. That is good. I'm wanting to make sure I kill, so I'm going to... Actually, I can just Banshee. You're right? Yeah, the low end is 245. He only has 235. I tend to overthink things in this, and I don't want to risk losing. Especially not in an early area such as this. So I'm just going to go for what seems to be a pretty safe kill. It's just safe.
You have defeated me, brave wizard.
Hooray, I've defeated him. So you'll see over here, I got a helm. He dropped a helm. Gives you storm accuracy. I'm not a storm wizard. I do not care. 1% storm accuracy is actually pretty okay at this point of the game. I'm going to turn down the volume. Just... There we go. I think that's pretty okay. Alright, now we're going to go to these people. We have saved them. Hooray. I don't think there's anything else I need to do here, so back to my mark, which I left, and I remembered I left it this time. Hello, Nolan. What's up? Hooray, I got fully healed, which probably means I leveled up. I did. I'd rather have the life, especially for soloing. I don't know exactly what that open hand means. I know a closed fist means damage. I'm thinking an open hand is the same, but I doubt it. I don't know. I just don't know. So the one thing I want to do before I leave here is find this darn smith. This is very nice here. But I don't know where he is. So Merle Ambrose in the Commons is the next quest. That's the main quest. This is the last of the 3 areas in Wizard, the 3 starting areas I need to do here. Oh, is that the smith back there? No, that's just oh, there he is. Okay, cool. Over to the left. So let's see. As you see over here is the small tiny dude. We go over to him, and hey, found him. Cyclops Smith. Alright, so now we see we only have the Colossus Boulevard Smith, and then Gobblestone Castle, which is in Colossus Boulevard, which I hope to get to. Nightshade's Tower, which is main quest stuff. Saphira's Tower, I don't know where that is. I'm gonna be honest, this is the one that I don't know. 2 of them I'm sure I know exactly where they are, but that one, I got nothing. Alright, so now we're just going to accept all these side quests because we want to do them. And I'm going to talk to this guy as well and accept his quests. Because, again, I really want to do side quests so I can level up faster. I'm gonna grab that one, but I know one of them just needs to talk to this guy, so I'm going over here. What level did I just get to? 11? Good. So if you only do main quests, you will get to, I believe, level 10 by the time you leave, if you just do the main quests. However, as I mentioned, I'm soloing this. I need more experience. I'm doing the side quests. Again, not caring about dialogue. I'm just here to have a fun time and kill things. Level up. And then eventually go to Crocotopia. But that's not yet. Need to defeat 3 of these guys. Sadly, right now, it can only be one-on-one. Unless it's like a boss fight or something. So I'm never really going to... I'm going to have to do 3 fights. Which does take a bit of time. Because after every fight, you have a bit of invincibility frames where you can get to the side so that you don't just chain fight into fight into fight. So that if you nearly lose one, it's not just going to force you into another. And I fizzled. Fizzling is simultaneously the best and worst part of this game. Best because you have to do 85%. So, 85% to hit, 15 to fizzle. Fizzling is simultaneously my favorite and least favorite, best and worst part of the game. It's the best because your enemies can fizzle. It's the worst because you can fizzle. It's the best because, you know, it's kind of a bit of risk-reward now because, you know, you can fizzle. It's the worst because it's risk-reward, and even if you take very slight risks, that's still a risk of some kind. I need to get these chests, don't I? These are the chests that it's talking about. They're over here. I'm going to go try to grab a couple of them. Alright, now I will fight troll number 2. As you can see, all enemies that aren't able to go into the battle just kind of despawn in the area. I need to take out those dark sprites. They are not doing anything for me right now. They will in the future, but at this moment they do not. We'll do that after this battle, which hopefully the school will hit, because then I will be good to go. Yes, okay, cool. Another fun thing about this game is all the animations. The animations are all very nice. I like them. I like the animations for all the different spells. I know we haven't seen too many of them. Sometimes they glitch out for some reason. Ooh, sugar donut. That is a pet snack. Pet snacks are important. Where I started out today, I'm not sure if I started the stream while I was there. I started out in the pet pavilion, which you can use to train pets. You get pets experience to go teen to adult. I have 160 out of 250 to get to adult. Once they're adult, you can start breeding pets. That will be very, very helpful. So we're going into trying and breeding eventually, but that's in a bit. So yeah, okay. Before anything, I'm not going to forget this time. Take out dark sprites. Right now, I'm not gonna need any more than these. Right? I'm not sure how many cards you start with. I'm gonna take out the Death Blade as well and just go 2, 2, 2, 3. Because if I'm alone and I can one-shot everything, I'm not going to need more than 2 blades or traps. I'm not going to need more than the 5 attacks. I just tried to use a blade on him. That's not how blades work. And yeah, I have this one healing spell. One thing I didn't touch on, your gear in this game does make a big difference, right? There's gear, your armor obviously increases your defense, and your wand is your attacking gear, quote unquote. But wands are very helpful, because aside from just having the functionality of, oh hey, this is how I'm going to cast my spells, right? I'm a wizard. I use a wand. But aside from just that functionality, let's take a look here. You can see if I scroll over this wand, it says spells. So let's just keep that up. While this wand is equipped, I'm able to cast one of each of these spells. So if we go take a look at my deck, we can look down here, right, and we'll see I have one of each of those spells, and Troll, which I get from a different piece of gear. This can be very useful, especially early game when all you have is your tier 1 spell for Death Its Dark Sprite. However, as you can see, I don't have my deck full. As a young kid, I was like, ooh, obviously I want to have my deck full, right? Because more spaces for more spells. I should be able to cast more. That's not the best strategy. You only want to have the spells you need, right? To that extent, I don't need all these spells, right? I don't need Thunder Snake or Dark Sprite or Troll or Bloodbat or Firecat or Imp or Frostbeetle or Scarab. The only reason I keep Heartbeat is because it can heal me, and sometimes the ghoul healing right now, it just doesn't cut it. Sometimes it just doesn't cut it. I might need that extra 245, as you saw when I was in that boss fight against the Achilles looking thing. The Cyclops Achilles, right? It's like I do need that healing sometimes. So I'm not going to do this one yet. I need to go do these other two. If you look on the map, you can see the dark caves over here, and I remember the crates were over here as well. So I'm going to go this way, see if I can find some more crates. If I can't see any more, then I'm going to go the other way first before I go to the dark cave. But here's one, which we'd like to see. I just need to find 3 more now. When you level up, you get a full refill of your health and mana. You can also use this potion to refill your health and mana. I'm trying to not use this because to refill it, you either have to play, I believe if you play a minigame and do well enough, you can refill it, or you have to pay gold. And gold is a precious resource right now that I do not have too much of. This little orb right here, this yellow one, was not here when I first started the game, but it was by the time I was finishing up as a kid and started, to not play this game as much. There's all 6 armor crates. We'll go back there after we do this. That yellow is energy, that yellow green orb. It is energy. What does energy do? you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. The answer is it's an energy that lets you play pet mini games, and on top of pet mini games, it lets you play pet mini games. You can play pet mini games with it. You can fish with it. You can use it for gardening. It's what does all that stuff, and those things are very important. This orb is very nice. As you can see, we're fighting a rotting fodder, which is the same model as the ghoul, just with a different color. Save aspects. Old Smoky, yep, that's the name of my pet here. Old Smoky. Your pets have names. The names are very weird. It's great. And this one, you know, it's just the name that the game generated for me, right? So, as the game just gives you a free pet, and then, you know, there's also, you get pets from various different means. You can buy them. Oh, ooh, a ghoul card, a ghoul treasure card. That could be very useful. But yeah, no, you can use gold to buy pets. You can use crowns to buy better pets. You can use gold to breed pets. Pets are a whole thing in this game, and I'm gonna have to get into them. It's gonna be fun. Again, fighting another rotting fodder. Oh, here's something I didn't get too into. So, as you know, all the spells have types. But fun fact, all your enemies also have schools of magic associated with them. For example, this rotting fodder, you can see right here is Storm. You can also see up here, he's Storm School. Now, the school that enemies belong to don't really play any bearing into, like, whether, you know, the enemy itself is a glass cannon or the enemy itself is a healer, right? It's the preference of spells they will use. Alright, so most of the time, not always, most of the time you will see a storm enemy using storm spells. The other thing that plays into it is all the spell classes in this game have a weakness. It's kind of a duality sort of thing. Ooh, perfect. I'm starting with the power pip. I can just cast ghoul without having to wait. And for example, storm and myth are opposites. I guess, because I guess they just needed to fill it out. I am a death wizard, so I will do really well against any life wizard. If you are a fire wizard, you will do well against ice wizards, vice versa to all of that. Balance is unique in that balance is just kind of there, right? There's nothing that's inherently good against balance and nothing inherently bad against balance. The enemies, though, will have certain things they are weak to. I don't know why. I don't think it's everything. It might be everything. I don't know. Again, I'm not the most knowledgeable about this game. You'll see me picking up these wooden chests from time to time. They give very, very small amounts of gold. Like 12 gold is basically nothing, but it adds up over time, which is why I keep picking them up. Because I do need gold, because you need gold for a lot of things that you do. One thing that I could check every now and then, you can see them here, I could pull up my fishing here, because I do have fishing unlocked, but no. Special events. There are special events. Right, the Beast Moon Hunt has ended. I can't do anything with that, so I just kind of have ignored it. Balanced Decathlon, I don't know if I can do this, right? Like, if I'm able to, you know, because this is, I don't know if I'll be able to get there. I don't know if I'll be able to get there. Because these rewards seem pretty good for what my level is. Like, this deck seems good. Hands of Fate seems really good. So it's like, I don't know. And then we'll go over here to the Winter Scroll of Fortune deck. Deck event. I guess you need to buy Scrolls of Fortune and you get stuff for that. I assume they cost crowns. Yeah, they cost crowns. Yeah. So I'm not going to be able to do anything with this, but occasionally I will be looking at these and seeing what there is, and I might be doing them on stream, I might be doing them on off time. I will try to do most everything I can, for this guy at least, on stream. You know, give like a full, here's how I'm doing, so you can kind of like, you know, guess, see how yourself would do, if you choose to play this game. So yeah, we're just doing our questing. Alright. Defeat skeletal warriors in the dark cave. I also need to defeat these cyclops, so... Okay, please, cyclops. Thank you. So I'm going to try and defeat these cyclops first, because they are, you know, they're right here. Like, come on. Why would I not try to just defeat the guys that are right here? I'm not sure this will kill. That might have been a mistake. But I fizzled, so we're fine. Banshee will definitely kill. So Storm, as I said, it deals some of the strongest damages of the game. Like 145 for a tier 1 spell. That's the starting spell for Storm. That lightning snake. And it does 145. That's a lot of damage, especially when you're first starting out, right? If I show you here, the Firecat only can do 120 max. Dark Sprite only does 105. Like, even this one only does up to 135, and I believe that... But I think if you are a Storm Wizard, the Thunder Snakes you start with can do 145. That's a lot. That's so much damage, especially for this point in the game. It makes fizzling a lot more devastating in the sense of you're going to, you know, you're missing out on like potentially 145 damage, but it makes fizzling, you know, enemies fizzling more common because it has the lowest accuracy in the game. A lot of these pauses you'll hear are me getting water because my throat's kind of dry today. So I'm trying to stay hydrated. So apologies if you hear me screwing on and off the cap of my water bottle. So yeah, we've completed collect hammers. I'm going to get this health wisp real quick to top off. And we're going to go turn that in. So as you can see, if you kind of know what you're doing... Where do I turn this in? This guy. Here, that's right. Because I don't have it tracked. Ooh, a boss. Perfect. What does this wand give me? This wand just seems worse. I lose my 5% accuracy. I also am losing Bloodbat and Heartbeat. I don't want that wand. Do I want to do this guy first? Yeah. We'll be fine, says the person who is probably about to die. So I guess I'll make sure I'm topped off by running through these. Yep, I have max of everything. I'm gonna pick up the red mandrake here. Okay, so going into bosses, I want to look at what I have, right? I'm going to want a third Banshee just to make sure I can get all my damage out. And I'm going to want these to make sure I can get all my damage out. We're in a myth area. I forgot I had Dream Shields. I'll put 2 of those in here. I know I said you don't necessarily want to have this whole thing filled out. But this is going to be good for me because I'm going to take less damage from myth spells. And I'll be able to trap them and blade and make sure I can deal out as much damage as I possibly can. Again, I could come in here with 3 friends if I was doing this with people. But, of course, I'm doing it alone. I never said that. But, okay. Ius Maximus. Very beautiful. So I think first things first, I'm going to want to take out the Warhorn and remove their action economy. Right. When I say action economy, I mean how many actions per round do they get versus how many I get. I get 1, they're getting 2 right now. This will be very common very soon. After I leave Cyclops and move on to the next area, this is basically all that's going to be happening. 1v2s, right? Eventually, in dungeons and towers like this, we'll get to 1v3s and 1v4s. I am a bit worried about that because that means I'm going to have to be able to live. And sometimes I might not be able to. But we'll see. I have 600. I don't think there's anything he can do that's going to kill me next turn. So, 285. I think a ghoul will kill that. What I am going to do is, you can see my pet has happiness down here. You can feed them pet snacks to increase the happiness. But I can use 5 of that happiness to have him use an assist, which is just 45 damage on this guy. I'm going to cast a ghoul first. My hope is that the ghoul doesn't fizzle. Perfect. If the ghoul fizzled, the cat would use my blade and the trap. And that would be very bad, because it only does 45 damage normally. 291, that did kill it, though. So, thank you, ghoul, and I'll get some healing back from that. So, let's see how much this does. Hopefully not too much. Okay, good. Just blood that. Eventually, enemies will be smarter. And use Prism. And then use very strong spell. Right now is not that time. I'm going to start by putting up a shield. Just kind of make sure I take less damage from the next myth spell he casts. Storm, highest chance to fizzle, which he did. Very good for us. I'm not going to need this many attacking cards, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what it says here. Right click to discard. I'm going to discard 1 Banshee and 1 of my Death Blades, because my hope is that I'll draw a trap, I'll blade, I'll trap, and I'll just use a Banshee to kill him. I have multiple Banshees in case I fizzle. So see, he just used all 3 of his pips, so I'm so happy I had that shield. Because now I'm going to take a lot less damage than I would have. Like, I only took 90 there. Right? That's 30% of the damage that it would have done to me. That would have been a lot of damage that I did not want to take. So our goal here is we're going to use up a Banshee next turn and one-shot the boss. That is the hope. So Banshee, right here. I can't do quick math in my head, and I haven't memorized the damage of things or the damage range of things. So if I say things that are inherently wrong, I apologize. So as we can see, this Onyx Set of the Thame, it's a level 10 plus item as opposed to the one I'm wearing now, which is a 5 plus. It also gives me more max health and more max mana, right, than my old one. We can see if I go here to a Thames, I had this one. I think I crafted this one earlier today. Yeah, because you can see, because it's got that symbol there, which means crafted, I'm pretty sure. This one gave me 25 health, 20 energy. This one gives me 29 health, 23 energy. So a strict upgrade, strictly better. Perfect. There we go. Okay, we're going to come over here, pick up a health wisp. I said pick up a health wisp. There we go. I feel much better about this health total than I did about the other one. We'll use this to go to the teleporter hub, which is right here. They added teleporters between the time I last played and now, and I am very grateful for it. It cuts down on the walking time a lot, and it's cutting down on how much I need to mark. So that's very helpful. So that gave me a helmet dependability, which is just way worse than what I have now. A large candle holder, which I can sell. Some kelp for crafting. A cattail for crafting. Cool. Awesome. Perfect. What quest is next? Next up is Skeletal Warriors in the Dark Cave. That is right. Next up, Skeletal Warriors. So we are on our way there. Gonna pop this health wisp real quick to top myself off on health. I see that crafting thing there, but I don't want to risk getting into a fight, so I'm not gonna go for it. So when I was setting up for this stream, because I've not streamed this game before, I was putting in the things that I would need people to see, right? Or at least I would want people to see. So I put up my chat box and alert box and then the game. And then I realized that I put the game on top so that you wouldn't be able to see chat or alerts, which is a mistake. So I fixed that, but it was just something interesting because it's like, hey, you know how you want to have these things visible to people? And you know how you're trying to set it up explicitly so that it is? How about you do that incorrectly? And that's what happened. But I realized my mistake and I fixed it. It's kind of a shame that I didn't draw any of my ghouls. Those would have been nicer to use. So with spells that have a range of damage, or at least with some of them. Did I trap him twice instead of doing a trap and a blade? That's my mistake. That was dumb of me. Oh well. Still killed. Good. I want to go for here. Pick up this, take that health pip, deep mushrooms. Cool, cool. I forgot to take out my dream shields, and I don't need as many traps or blades right now, and I'll only need 2 banshees. Cool. There we go. This is looking much better. I thought I saw a reagent over here. Yeah, more crafting. Hee. Ooh, 2 deep mushrooms and nightshade, which I believe is a rare find from those. I'm always looking. I'm gonna pick up as many crafting reagents as I can because plus 40 versus plus 30. I want to do plus 40. The reasoning is I want to be able to craft things without having to go out of my way too much to go find things, and then I also want to can we not? I'm also going to want to not have to buy the reagents very often. The reason I don't want to have to buy them very often is gold is a commodity which I won't be needing a lot of over time. And because I'm going to need a lot of gold over time, you know, I want to have this gold to use over time, so I'd rather not spend all of it on reagents. Especially because I don't know what reagents I'm going to need at any given time. So whenever I choose to craft something, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be rough. But hey, an extra 70% on the spell, 291. Almost doing 300. It's very nice to see. I got a free hat, which is a storm thing. I don't care about storm. I am a death mage, not a storm mage. Hey, guess what? Skeletal Warrior number 3. One thing that's super nice is back in my day, back when I was a wee young lad. Back when I was young and playing this game, there was a % chance that things would drop. So you would fight things, you would need to collect one thing from an enemy, right? You would need to fight this enemy and collect whatever it is. I think bosses had a guarantee drop for those quest items. But out in the field, things like these skeletons here, these skeletal warriors, things like the rotting fodders we've fought before, they had a % chance to drop them. Which means they had a % chance to not drop them. And it was a pain, because sometimes you needed to get one item, and you would have to do like 7 fights to get it. Sometimes you would need 3 items and have to do like 20 fights to get them. It was a pain, and it made trying to get through this game a lot more difficult. However, I think they've upped the drop rates of pretty much everything to 100%. Do I know why they did? No. Do I for sure know that they did? No, I don't. I may just be insanely lucky and have never missed one. But the odds are, at least in Wizard City, they have made the drop chance of these things 100%, which is very nice, and it eliminates the grindy nature of questing, or at least makes it less grindy. Because you do still have to kill, you know, the correct number of enemies, the correct type of enemies, and sometimes the enemies are all mixed up and jumbled, right? But then there are other times where, you know, it's just really straightforward, like right here, kill lumbering trolls, okay, here they all are, right? As opposed to like in there where we had the skeletal warriors and the rotting fodders mixing. Makes it consistent. Makes questing easier, more fun, and less of a pain. Because there's already other aspects of the game that are grindy. Crafting, pets, etc. It's all very grindy. But this way it is not. Ooh, great. New thing. Alright, finished. I believe I just am going to need to talk to a couple people and then I'm done here. So I think we're finishing up Cyclops, which is really nice because we've barely been going for an hour. Oh, they're both over to Sweeney. Got it. So we've been going just under an hour. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Now I need to go... Ah, dang it. I need to go outfitting Rand, defeat these things. The Dark Cave. Again. Back to the Dark Cave. That's fine. One of the things I would say is a drawing point of this game for me that just draws me in, on top of having fun combat that I enjoy, and having a deck building element, because I love deck building games, right? I play a bunch of card games, and I'll probably stream some deck building games in the future. But one of the things that this game draws me in with is its music. I really do love the music of this game. Ha, you fool, a death spell. I resist those. I have defenses. But I do think the music in this game is very good. The combat music isn't my favorite, but that's probably just because I've heard it a million times. This from when I was a kid and now, and they haven't changed it, right? So the combat music isn't my favorite. But the area themes are really nice. They're very simple for the most part that I've seen. And they do a really good job of setting the atmosphere. So I really like them. And I think that it's a very good... I think it's a very good game. I do wish that more was free before you had to start paying into it. Because I don't think that there's enough of the game that's free to get people hooked. I know some people don't get hooked until, like, the end of the first world, but some people don't get hooked until, like, the end of the third world, right? Like, they keep playing because it's like, yeah, it's enjoyable, right? So I'll keep playing, but they don't really get hooked until the end of the third world. And, you know, I don't really remember much from when I was a kid. I just remember it being really fun, so I'm playing it again, and I am really enjoying it. I'm remembering why I played it a bunch as a kid. But I still wish there was more that was free so that, you know, it would entice more players to play. Because one of the big selling points of this game is that it is an MMO that is free to play. Air quotes, free to play. Because you can do everything for free, but there is a subscription way early in the game that acts as a somewhat paywall, which is not as fun, right? And so I wish the paywall was either later or removed, because they do have the crown shop, right? So you could pay for crowns and you could just use crowns, right? And that should get them a good amount of money. But I get that most of their money comes from subscription services because most people like me are trying to play without buying crowns. However, If the game were free, I think personally I would be more enticed to spend money on crowns. Because I believe, especially if you're doing PvP, it is kind of pay to win. Right? I think some of the best things take so long to grind out if you want to get the best of the best gear for that and the best of the best pet, etc., etc. And some things might be crowns only, right? So it's like some things I wouldn't even be able to get without buying crowns.
Thank you very much. These should work just fine.
What does the armor tunic give me? Worse. Cool. So yeah, I do wish more of the game were free so that more people would be enticed to play it and play longer. But, oh well. We're going to go to Merle Ambrose in the commons because I believe with that we have beaten every quest here in Cyclops. And in just over an hour as well. And that was me doing everything in Cyclops, right? Like, if I'd chosen to not do those side quests, I'd have been done so much earlier, so much faster. And if you're playing with people, you don't really need to do those side quests. I just need to be a bit over leveled because I'm trying to solo this, right? So for as much of the game as I can, I need to try to be as over leveled as I possibly can. Ooh, Colossal Trouble, which is good because Colossal Trouble is what takes me to Colossus Boulevard, right? So we want to do that before we go to do Foul Gaze. And so I'm just doing as many side quests as I can or want to do. I'm hoping to be 15 by the time I leave Wizard City. That should make at least the first bit of Crocotopia pretty easy. But yeah, as you complete quests, you get experience for your pet as well as yourself. So it's also beneficial for me to do all these quests because I can get experience for my pet, right? Like if we look at my pet now, we're at 164 out of 250. So slowly getting there. The fastest way to do that would be to go play a bunch of mini games, but I don't want to do that yet. I will be doing more fishing and mini game stuff probably later on tonight, honestly, because I'm going to be on for a few more hours. I might not finish Colossus today, and that would be okay. Is there a teleporter here nearby anywhere? No. What level am I? I'm 11. Okay. I'm almost 12, which is nice. So there's no teleporter by the entrance to the shopping. Oh, there is. It's over that way. Okay, well, I'll hoof it. Whatever. I'm already going this way. So yeah, we're gonna just go for it. See how far I can get. One thing I've seen, but I know absolutely nothing about, is I think it's monsterology or something. I'm interested in as to what that is, so I will be looking into that in a bit as well once I can. Defeat 2 evil snowmen and gobblers. So this is the first instance of where normal enemies will be 1v2. Maybe 2v3 if I had a friend. 3v4 or 4v4. You can see there are only slots for up to 4 versus 4. Now what's going to be very nice is once I have AoE damage, you know, do damage to, you know, just everyone at once. Because then I can just blade damage. What do I want to do here? I do think I want to blade because I'm not sure a ghoul will kill. So these guys are ice type. They're weak against fire. They will cast fire shields. You know, they don't want to die to their weakness. But since I'm not their weakness, they won't cast shields that'll affect me. So I just get to kind of say, oh, hey, look, you have 310 health? Okay, well, I'll just use a Banshee, right? And with all my buffs, it's definitely going to kill. 245 is the low end, plus 40%, plus another 30%, so plus 70%. I did 445. I think that was closer to a high end. Not positive. This guy I'm going to set up in... I don't know whether I'm going to use a ghoul or a banshee on this guy yet. I think I'm going to have to evaluate my health situation. Evil Snowman, 3 power pips. I wonder if he'll use the Evil Snowman spell. Not 3 power pips, 3 pips. I wonder if he'll use the Evil Snowman spell. Oh no, Ice Serpent. Okay, I thought for sure he was going to use Evil Snowman on me. We're okay with that. Banshee. Bop. That's a dead snowman, that is. As you can see, the fights get to be challenging, right? Because I'm at like half health after just one fight. It would be nicer if I had, you know, people to help me here. But for now, it's just me, and that's okay. What was I looking here for? I was gonna look here for something. Look at my deck. That's right. I was gonna look at my deck. We are in an ice type area. I'm gonna throw in a couple fire cats. And I'll throw in 1 pixie for health purposes. Just in case, because you never know. You really never know when you're gonna need one. I don't know what that forageable is right there. There we go. Frost flower. Got a couple of them. Very nice to see, very nice to have. You love to see it. Why is it nice to have? I don't know. I haven't done much crafting in this game yet. But as I said, I'm picking up reagents as I see them. So this quest will be completed in just a second as we beat these Gobbler's Scouts. What do I want to do here? They only have 235. Ooh, they use Balance Blade. Blades are rough for enemies to use because it's just going to mean they're going to do more damage. And Balance Blade is exceptionally rough because it means that no matter what spell they cast, they're going to do more damage. Fizzle? Thank you. Only a balanced spell. That's fine. Ouch. Scorpion hurts. How the game decides who goes first, I have no clue. I'm gonna be honest. Your guess is as good as mine. This is also going to hurt. And this will hurt. But it fizzled. Thankfully I did not. This guy should be dead. I believe he only has 235 health. And, yeah, dark boosts against them. Okay. Now that I know dark boosts, I'm hoping to get a power pip here. No. So I'm going to heal myself. Because as you can see, especially if this is a scorpion, thankfully it was not, I'm starting to get low. I would rather not die. I don't know about you, but my personal preference is staying alive. So I'm just going to heal. Just gonna heal. I will pass on this, and a rotting fodder, not a rotting fodder, a ghoul should, keyword should, win. If it does not, it will at least heal me, and then the fire cat will take him out. Ice Serpent, that's a lot of damage. 175, literally half of what I had left. Another one of those would kill me. And a Scorpion would absolutely kill me. Because I'm under 200. Thankfully, this should bring me back up to about 300. 283. Yeah, that's fine. We're good. Firecat has a 75% chance. That's very low, lower than I would like, but it will do. It will get the job done. Goodbye. So one thing I've discovered when I was doing this area with my friend, this area likes to be glitchy. Very much so. Glitchy. Okay. Into Ravenwood. Going back home. Because without one of the paid houses, you just have the dorms. And if you're in the dorm, and you leave the dorm, as you saw earlier, you exit out into Ravenswood. We're going to see Lydia Greyrose, who is the ice professor. While we are here, we are going to train in Frost Beetle. The main reason for this is eventually I want to get down to Tower Shield. So maybe we don't train right now into Frost Beetle, but I want to get down to Tower Shield because Tower Shield says minus 50% for the next incoming damage. And I want to not have to deal with, incoming damage. So Tower Shield is going to be a very important spell for me for a bit. Still only 11, so I don't think I get my next spell. I don't think I get my next spell until 12. I'm pretty sure. Oh, we're heading back to Colossus. I want to regenerate my health. As you can see, since I'm here, I'll be healing over time. And I can pick up, there's a bunch of blue wisps around that will, restore your mana. This is like this in every hub world of every hub of every world that I'm aware of. You'll see a bunch of blue pips, and then you'll just regenerate health over time. Now, one thing that's interesting, this is where the Death School would be if there was a Death School. The Death School is not here. I don't get my next spell until 16. But it is Vampire. Vampire is very good. But yeah, so this is where the Death School would be, but no Death School. There is lore reason for that. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to know it yet, so I'm not going to spoil it. Anyways, we are going to take a quick break as I regenerate my health. But I am going to head back to the Commons so we have a bit more cheery music. So I will be right back, and I'll see you all in just a short bit.